Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Lawns with Keeve YouTube channel. In this video, we're going over a problem that I've been putting off for decades. If I see moss in the yard, I just kind of ignore it. Oh, it's kind of green, it's going through. But in the last couple of years where I really pushed a lot of effort into the grass, and this year with a whole lot more time being full-time YouTube now, I need to do things the correct way. And before I left it when it was dormant because it would help with erosion issues. But the thing is Bermuda, even in the spring and the summer, it will not grow over the moss. It will go all around it. It'll grow nice and thick and it may slowly start to move in, but it doesn't grow on moss. And you can kill moss very, very easily. But if you don't do anything about it, it will just come back. The easiest way to take care of moss is like Moss Out, Moss X, all those different types of moss. It's basically just iron. Iron kills moss. Over here, behind me here, we'll get a little bit closer, you'll be able to see it. It's all black. When moss dies, it turns black. That's just from the iron in the neighbor's envy that I've been putting on the yard as a spoon feed fertilizer once a week. And it's taken care of it. It's killed it. Now we have to do more work though. So things you need to do to fill in the yard and maybe not get the moss to come back is there some things that you may have to do that you might not want to do. And if you don't, then you're just going to have to deal with it. Say this tree right here, for instance, and my wife will not let me cut down at all. I can build it up a little bit and around, but this causes a lot of shade. Those trees right there, she's not going to let me take care of those either. Those cost, I wouldn't want to take care of these trees anyway. They look great, but they are causing shade at multiple times of the year. And then moisture comes in here, moisture stays for longer than normal, and that's when the moss kind of grows. Another thing that moss likes is low pH soil, high acid soil. Georgia red clay that I have here is notorious for being low pH, high acid. So you need some potassium in your fertilizer to help build up that pH. So the last application of fertilizer, I switched to this 24011. This actually has iron in it as well. This is going to give us that potassium we're looking for, but also that nitrogen kick that we need. This is pretty good stuff, and I believe I got it at Home Depot for like 35 bucks for this bag, and this bag covers like 17,000 square feet. So I didn't even need it for the whole yard. So I have a little bit left that I can use to kind of put through here, but I've already fertilized the yard, so I don't want to do too much. I might not do that. I would also suggest before doing this, put in whatever insecticide you need that time of year underneath. That way it'll be under that sand. GrubX, early June is a really great time. Late May to take care of those grubs, because bifin and stuff like that won't do it. Another thing that can help is getting rid of some compaction with the aeration. I thought my aerator wasn't coming for a couple weeks. It's actually supposed to come today by FedEx Freight. I'm really hoping for that. The problem is I prepped the yard as if I was going to do a lawn level. I have a bunch of sand, which we're gonna be able to use in this video as well. And I was gonna do that and then wait a month when my aerator showed up and aerate the yard, which is a little late in the year. July is not a great time to aerate. It is early June. It's the 1st of June. This is the perfect time to aerate. The grass is fully going out like crazy. We had rain for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, wait a couple of days for it to dry out a little bit and get some amazing cores. Like I said, get the fertilizer in there, covered up with sand, and hopefully it's going to grow in nice sideways and laterally. Keeping it cut constantly will help that grow in. So let's get into it. So this is our affected area, and it's pretty big.
My affected area is pretty big.
Oh no.
So you see the moss is black from the iron, but it looks like maybe it's making a comeback because of the weeks and weeks of rain that we have had. But this whole area on this hill, I've never been able to get it to fully grow in together because of the terrain. This hill right here, this is a washout area for a lot of what's going on up there. So when it comes through this way, it washes out whatever sand I put down here. That sand winds up, you can see it, it washes down that way. It erodes down. So if I can get this filled in, I won't have those erosion problems. And I maybe will hopefully have a little bit of an area to help keep the water from moving so fast. Now we have a couple of tools we can use. This is a great tool right here. Not as much for Bermuda grass, but your cool season lawns. This is the groundskeeper. This is basically a dethatch rake. This is a bit aggressive for this, but it will work. It's going to pull up the stallings. It's going to get that grass worked up. We can get rid of that. The stallings are up, so that when we put the sand in and level it out, the stallings will kind of grow in and mingle with that sand. Another thing that we can use that I use throughout the year is a hand tiller. Hand tillers work great for this. The dethatch rake is going to be your most efficient way to do it. If you had a dethatcher, it will work well too. A verticutter will work well, which I have, but I didn't want to use it for this small area. It's a big motorized one. For this, I could just do this by hand. But you can take your tiller and just go in multiple directions. Now, believe it or not, the tiller like this is actually less of a problem for Bermuda. It gives you a little bit of an aeration effect. It gets a little bit deeper in the agitation versus the dethatch rake where it's just going to kind of hit the top of the surface. This is going to get in there a little bit deep. It's going to loosen and uncompact the soil as well. It's probably a better way to do it. It's definitely going to take you a little bit longer though. But this works great for any little spot in your yard that if you're not going to move plugs, and you're going to try to grow it laterally, is to use a tiller like this. That's going to enable you to take that area, work it up, get deep, and allow the stolons to grow sideways in that soil, disturb the soil, get some nutrients in there, some fertilizer. Another method that works good is a hard bristle broom. This is a hard bristle broom that has like soft bristles on the outside. This is good for working out and getting the moss that you had here out, that you use the dethatch rake. And then you'll let it dry out and then blow it away. Pick it up with a rotary mower or something like that. But if it's a harder bristle, you can work out the moss, as you can see. I mean, that works really well, but it's just taking the moss off the surface. It's not working up the soil or anything like that. You see right here, this is where we use the dethatch rake. And I think the dethatch rake is most efficient overall because it does score a little bit, but it also pulls the moss out so it can be blown away easily. When you use the tiller, it works it up, but you can see these large clumps of moss. Now we have to get a broom or something like that to work all that out, break it up. The broom here actually I think is more efficient than the dethatch rake, but like I said, we are not digging or disturbing the soil. We're just going to let the moss grow back. So in this area, let's use the combo. And even though we hit in areas here that aren't moss, we're working up soil. The tiller is really not harming the grass in any way. Then I think we come back through with a dethatch rake, work up that a little bit, so it'll help us with some leveling. Hit it with the blower. Now this is mainly for the warm season grasses with the sand. Cool season grass, you can more than likely just use topsoil and seed it. Or you could just throw some seed on here and throw a little bit of soil on top to help grow in those areas. With Bermuda, we're trying to laterally grow. There is Bermuda seed, but you run the risk of blotchy discoloration because you don't know what color the seed is versus this color. But we got our sand. Anytime you're planning on doing a lot of sand in Bermuda, you need a leveling rake. Makes all the difference. There's that one area right there. That's just a big eyesore of an area. I wanted to take care of it. I definitely have moss in many other places. A week without rain is good because we can sprinkle it, keep it moist, keep the sand from burning out the grass. It's not hot though. It's mid 80s. So it's actually gonna heat up the soil a little bit too. We're gonna make sure we keep it wet in the mornings for sure. Well, there you go. Hopefully we are going to help this area right here. It is still gonna get a lot of shade. It still gets a lot of sun throughout the day, especially this time of year where the sun is in the sky. It'll change throughout the summer. I'm gonna trim this tree at some point, but there's not much I can do about it. We can help maybe subside some of the moisture issues by when we use the sprinklers through here. Maybe we don't spray them as much, but the problem is just over here is an area that only gets sun and it's part of the same zone. So we could change the tips to be certain flow rates to get less out of some and more out of others. But man, I think it worked out pretty good. Like I said, in the past, I've only really ever just covered it up with sand. I've done my aeration. I've never worked it up the way that you properly should. And then I've done this, obviously that didn't work last year, but that all washed out. Hopefully this year, this won't wash out. We worked it. That way we got some sand into the soil a little bit rather than just sitting on top of it. Maybe it won't erode as easily. All the tools worked. A big verticutter is gonna make it a lot easier, that's for sure. And man, whew, worked up. I mean, we're not dressing up for the camera on this channel. We're comfortable in our sweat clothes here. So there you go. Don't forget to link below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, let's test. What does the exposure look like? What's going on here? Hey there, internet. Am I even recording? So the things you need to do to take care of it not coming back, and so things you need to do to take care. So things you need to do to fill in the yard. Now I'm gonna probably wind up aerating over what the work. Now I'm gonna probably
That's all, folks.